Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Incursio the Gamer Dungeons & Dragons quick build video. Today we have Flandre Scarlet from Touhou. I don't play any Touhou games, I'm not part of the fandom, but you know what? Someone suggested it. Let's just do it. So let's get into who she is as a character. She is a vampire, of course, who lives with her older sister Romelia Scarlet, and they live together at the Scarlet Devil Mansion. She has appeared as a boss, a playable character before in multiple Touhou games, and she is a little over 495 years old, as she was stuck inside the Scarlet Devil Mansion for the longest while. Her ability is to destroy absolutely anything. Pretty much disintegration, but that's a 6th level spell. I'm level 6. I don't think I can do that. But anyways, she's normally docile and pleasant to be around, however, a loose cannon if left unwatched, as she is sassy and impolite and informal and very casual when, I suppose, she is around humans. She kind of hates humans as a vampire. So, of course, the abilities. As a vampire, she's fast, strong, durable, is able to destroy absolutely anything and everything by destroying the eye of an object, and in addition to cloning herself, which is pretty crazy. She owns a clock-like needle sword, which she also uses as a wand. But, yeah, that's Touhou for you. I'm more of a Dragon Ball guy, a Limbus Company guy, even Horimiya, or, anything but Touhou at the moment right now. But I'm sure I'll get into it. So let's go into the build. Female, Fairy, Warlock 1, Sorcerer 5. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be taking Dampire today, nor will I be taking Vampire. Fairy seems fitting with her size especially, as she's like 3'7". At level 6, we do best with our stats, so 14, 15, 14 for Strength, Dex, Con, as she is strong, fast, durable. Pretty good stuff. Intelligence a little lower is going to be your dump stat, as wisdom a little higher is going to be, because she's so old and wise. Charisma 19, that's going to be your highest stat. You could honestly make it 20 if you wanted, if you are lucky enough. Now, walking speed 30, hit points 40, 13 AC, 2 initiative. It's hard to build an overpowered character at level 6 unless it's Heisho Faust, in which case, by the way, I'd like to apologize, you cannot use Greatsword because it does not have finesse. Use a rapier and flavor it as a greatsword. Just putting that out there, by the way. Wisdom 4, Charisma 7 for saving throws. Overall, pretty good stuff, as well as advantage on con to make concentration. 11, 9, 11 for passive senses, dark vision 120 as she is a vampire. Here's some proficiencies. Let's talk skills. Arcana, pretty self-explanatory. History, pretty self-explanatory. Intimidation, vampire. Who wants to deal with a bullet hell vampire? And performance, I figure that's because she's pleasant sometimes and an asshole when dealing with humans. Is what it is, though. Let's get into our actions. You have your key-like dagger, of course. I have two versions of it. First is the dagger. Later we'll go into the spells, of course. And you have spells, speaking of which. Firebolt, Sorcerer's Burst, Chaos Bolt, Vampiric Touch for the vampire, of course. And Eldritch Blast, your bread and butter. You also have your Unarmed Strike, being already pretty strong, But we move forward from that. Dash, Disengage, Dodge, Grapple, Shove. You also have sorcery points as a sorcerer, which is going to be very, very helpful at now levels and especially later levels. Let's talk bonus actions. You have Flame Blade. That's going to be the enhanced version of that key-like sword, or clock-like sword, or whatever it is. You evoke a fiery blade in your free hand, and it is about the size and shape of a scimitar, but you can always flavor it to look like that weapon that she has. Speaking of which, Flandre Scarlet is very fire-based, so you're going to be seeing a lot of that. You can also convert sorcery points back and forth to cast more and more spells, as you do kind of like Eldritch Blast. Reactions. Hellish Rebuke, Shield. Of course, more fire, and a shield which you can summon out of fire. Opportunity attack as well. You have other, interact with object, of course, ritual magic as detect magic, as in order to identify the eye and move it, you're going to need to see if there is an eye on that object, if it is magical, of course. You have Quicken Spell to cast another spell as a bonus action, and Twin Spell. If there is a spell that targets only one creature, then you can attack another creature by casting the same spell. I just, all I have to say, bullet hell. It's even more so than Ultra Kill, I can assume, based off the videos that I have seen and the multiple tutorials and guides that I've watched to understand Flandre Scarlet. Also, Strength of the Grave as a vampire, she doesn't truly die. As she goes to 0, she comes back up on 1 hit point. Great regeneration factor that vampires have. And we've seen pretty much all of this, but let's go into spells. Now, cantrips. Control Flames, Dancing Lights, Firebolt, Lightning Lure, Minor Illusion, Sorcerer's Burst, that's all just pretty much the fire-based stuff. Druidcraft is pretty much a vampire thing. I'm sure you can craft maybe like things out of blood as a vampire, but I wouldn't know Touhou's take on blood fiends or vampires, really. You also have Gust and Eldritch Blast. Gust because she can fly, and Eldritch Blast because bullet hell. Bullet hell. First level spells: Chaos Bolt, Detect Magic, Fairy, Fire, Hellish Rebuke, Magic Missile, Shield. Magic Missile, Chaos Bolt, very self-explanatory. Hellish Rebuke, same thing, and same with Shield. Fairy Fire, because you are in such an illuminated area with so much light going on because of so much magic and so much fire, yeah, I think you get advantage on this one. Detect Magic, same thing as last time. Identify the eye to destroy the object. Blur is my take on the cloning. Basically disadvantage on all rolls against you. Darkness, that does come with the Sorcerer subclass. Fill in area with darkness, but it doesn't really matter because you're going to be casting so many spells that, also Fairy Fire, you can just see your enemy. Enlarge Reduce, it's not really needed, but it does come with Fairy magic. Speaking of Fairy, she's going to be small. And Flame Blade, that bonus action little spell, which is great for making that enhanced blade. Now, for 3rd level, Dispel Magic, I figure that to be the version of Destroy absolutely anything. If it is made of magic, you dispel it, you find that eye and destroy it, right there and then. But if it's an actual physical object, just Eldritch Blast it to, oblivion. Vampiric Touch, as she is a vampire, I'm sure she'd love to heal with a little bit of blood. I'm sorry, I do not know how, Touhou vampires work. Of course, Book, Orb, Wand, Dagger, Leather, things that just come with. Additionally, the backpack also comes with. You can remove these items as you will, according to DM discretion, of course. Also add on more items if you will, but that's up to you guys. Features and traits, let's start off with Sorcerer. You have spellcasting, you have Sorcerer, Shadow Magic as your Sorcerer's origin, and Eyes of the Dark. You can cast Darkness. Wonderful. Strength of the Grave as well, and you also have Sorcery points. You take Quickened and Twin Spell, as well as the Ability Score Improvement. I actually took an Ability Score Improvement this time for 2 Charisma. Warlock is going to be the starting class. If you want it to be, you can also switch it back over to Sorcerer. This is just what I took. Arcana and Intimidation, and then I took Eldritch Mind, which is great, and Pack Magic, you understand it. For species, you're going to be a fairy. She was a fairy. Fey type, and small, of course. Infernal is going to be the other language. I figured that's the closest to vampire or blood fiend that you can get. Fiend, in the case, infernal. And fairy magic, you get Druidcraft, Fairy Fire, 1 free usage a day, and Large Reduce, 1 free usage per day. In addition, you also have wings, meaning you can fly around your walking speed, which is pretty much what Flandre does in, a lot of the games. We love flying. Feats, of course, the 2 to Charisma, and also Magic Innate from Sage. This way you get Gust, Minor Illusion, and Magic Missile. Magic Missile is essentially bullet hell through and through, as, it is an unavoidable attack, I believe. You just throw these darts of, glowing magical force, and it just hits. It is flame damage, force damage, of course, but, we do what we can with what we have. For background, chaotic neutral, female, scarlet eyes, small size, about 3'7", 70 some odd pounds maybe, who knows. 495 years old, pale skin, blonde hair, and she believes in herself, I'm sure. She believes in that magic. For Sage, you're going to take Constitution and Wisdom to your ability scores, with the rolls that I got at least, and add whatever you want for personality, notes, and extras. Now, I apologize that she wasn't as overpowered as she possibly could be, but I certainly did try my best. Do not sue me, Touhou, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one-off little Touhou video. Flandre Scarlet. See you on the next one. Goodbye and good night.